Welcome to another day of the Facehammer Advent Calendar. And on today's show, Russ is going to talk about an INF Deepkin list that he's wrote, which is going to be cool.
Yeah, and I thought I would write a list that was based around Namati Thralls and
Cool.
the Enclave of Morphan as a bit of a alternative to fishies.
Sweet.
And I just thought, how do I get the best out of this stuff? So um, I basically, you could ignore the Mortal Realm, but basically it's the Morphan Idoneth Deepkin. It's 2 Eidolons, so I've got the Aspect of the Sea and the Storm.
Cool.
2 Soul Renders, which allow me to put Thralls back on the table.
Yeah.
2 units of 20 Thralls, 2 units of 10 Reavers, a Leviathan, and the Namati core formation. So it's quite a small army.
Yeah. Quick to get on the table.
Yeah, so a few things. So basically, the Namati Corps is basically all the units and one of the Soul Renders, who's the general, who's got Lord of Storm and Sea. It's easy for me to say. Which gives you +2 bravery, because obviously they're not the best.
Yeah.
So I went for that. Now, I wanted to buff them. So Leviathan, it's not shown up on War Scroll Builder for some reason, but it's got the Mount Trait reverberating carapace. So basically that extends the Void Drum range to 15 inches rather than 12.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because I've got big units of infantry and it's wholly within. I want to make sure that I have that extra 3 inches.
Yeah.
And the Void Drum gives you +1 to save, but also gives you, I think it's +1 to hit. I'm gonna have to go to the back.
Yeah, it's either +1 to hit or reroll ones. I can't remember what it is. I haven't. It's the Broken Realms one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I need to go back to this because it's all changed.
It's all new. Yeah.
So it's basically add 1 to hit rolls for Namati units.
It's a nice buff to them if you build your castle.
Enemy units wholly within 12 will be 15 of the Leviathan. So it's the enemy unit being within range that gives you the buff, not your unit. So, but they also give you +1 to save, which is not cover. So in the first battle round, you count as being in cover because of the tide, and then this as well. Now,
well, that's cool because I guess you build your castle, push it forward as a whole block, don't you?
Yeah. So this is a blobby castle with the Eidolons and the turtle kind of in the middle. The Eidolons either side of the turtle, wrapped in thralls with the soul renders like popped in, and basically the 2 units of shooters will kind of skirmish around the edges. And the idea is that the Eidolons. So I've got the sea Eidolon because you get to cast 2 spells. And you get to reroll your cast and unbind, so that's quite strong, I believe. Yeah. Now, I went for, because I've got a formation, I went for the Augury Shell artifact, which you never really see. Your cat is really...
I know, Bear being a douchebag again, but yeah.
But you don't see the Augury Shells used, and I read them, and I had to reread it, because I was thinking, am I reading that right? So basically, you use it in your hero phase and you roll 2 dice. Now you can use it either as your cast or as the enemy's unbind. So what you can do is cast a spell, you've rolled over the result of your Augury Shell, so you go, that's your unbind roll. So you don't unbind it.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can basically like stop and unbind. So it's almost like if you roll really high on it, then you can go, there's my cast roll. So I think it's quite clever.
That's quite really good.
Good artifact for him. Now, obviously, one of the things you've got add 3 to bravery of Deepkin when they're wholly within 18. So with that and the aspect, that's +5 bravery. So it makes your thralls like really bravery 11, I think, something like that. So you're straight away like mitigating, have to spend command points on that. Plus, you've got a way to bring models back, and Morphan gives you your basically +3. Your roll is always a 3, I believe. So, and then the formation gives you an additional 3. So one of them brings back 6, the other one brings back 3.
It's really good, yeah. Also, you've got the ability from the spell from the Aspect of the Sea to D3 units -1 to hit, right?
Yeah, so that's the other thing. So
it mitigates the enemies coming into you. So you're putting more models back in the unit. You're going to lose less models due to the fact that if you've got that spell off as the -1 plus the buff from the turtle. It's really good.
So the the cloying sea mist. So you pick an Idoneth unit or one enemy unit within 12 of the caster. If you pick Idoneth, they heal, so you can heal your turtle, you can heal your characters, so they're being picked out. But what you can do, or you do mortal wounds to the enemy, and the other one is Tsunami of Terror. So on a 7, D6 enemy units within 12, to your next hero phase, subtract 1 from hit rolls made by those units, and subtract 1 from the bravery of those units. So it's quite a debuff piece. He's not too bad in combat. He's all right. He's got a shooting attack. He's your unbind. He's kind of a utility piece. So I've also got the Lord of the Aspect of the Storm, and the reason for that is you get +1 to wound all Idoneth within 18. He's your combat punch, and you've basically got your ability to use him. He's 12-inch move, fly. You can kind of like, right, he's going to go out and kill something. He's impactful, but he's also buffing me, so he's giving more Mona Marty this +1 to wound. So you get +1 to hit, +1 to wound on your army, +1 armor save. So you get +1 to all 3 on the Namarti. You're going to be able to put 6, potentially 9 Namarti back in a unit. You can heal with the Eidolon of Mathlan for Aspect of the Sea. So if you've got your characters getting pinpointed or anything like that, there are a couple things you could do differently. But I figured I'd like to have a really defensive. Now, one of the enclaves I looked at allowed you to re-roll hits against enemies that charge you. I can't remember which one it is, but
it's not Thutan. It's the
not Bromdar. It's the other one. It's not Ironrack. It's the other one. The name escapes me. But I can actually go on the website and it'll remind me. Hang on. So
it's the one that I initially started taking because Nautilia. That's it. Yeah.
So that was something I looked at, but I said I was going to do more fans, so I need to keep on point. I need to be on topic.
Stay on target.
So, and then the spell I took is Abyssal Darkness, which allows me to cast Cover Bubble. So in round 2, I can still keep the armor save bonus up on the army.
That's good.
And he's got enough reach that he can sit behind the front rank of the thralls and still fight. So he's quite good in that regard. Obviously, it's quite simplistic. It's a blob of stuff. It's kind of a 4-drop army, 5-drop army even because of Leviathan. And it's just survivable bodies that sit on objectives and grind away with some cool characters. But I think aesthetically it looked pretty cool.
I think it'd be cool. You wouldn't see all the 3, like the 3 towers, would you? You got like the turtle, or both of the
turtle in the middle, having the Eidolons either side, and then you've got loads of head. So
being able to heal the turtle as well, so that from the Aspect of the Sea, so that it doesn't bracket quite as badly. By bracket, I mean like drops down the the attacks characteristic and stuff. Quite punchy as well. Like there's quite a lot of combat power there between like the Eidolons aren't slouches in combat. I know the Storm's pretty good when he charges, but it's if you want the enemy to come into you, you can retreat and charge as well, can't he? So if he's on the front and he heals tagged with a reach, you just retreat and charge over the unit and then kill something behind maybe. So that's
he's quite good as well because I've given him the Cloud of Midnight.
Oh, sweet,
so you can basically go white. You can shoot me or you're shooting off whatever because he's the closest thing. So a couple of things I looked at, like putting the spell Steed of Tides or whatever it is.
Yeah.
To teleport him.
Teleport you in.
Because he's not a monster, so you can. The other thing I thought about doing was changing the artifact on. To think there's different artifacts you can take. There's a couple ones that might stand out. I mean, I didn't, but you could even go for like one of the realm ones, like the Ignore Rend one on the Aspect of the Storm, and then have the Midnight on the Sea. Whatever, you could do different things.
Yeah.
So
that's actually quite cool. You could probably get away because I used to take, when I took the Storm back in the day, I'd take the Ignore Rend on him, like made him ethereal or whatever. It's ethereal amulet, and that was good. So being able to ignore Rend 1 because he's going to be on the front line fighting stuff. That now with his shrug that he's got the 5-up, make him a bit more survivable. And then you've got the buff piece that can then go, right, this is a key turn, they're going to shoot me, switch off the shooting phase, and do it that way. That's cool. I mean,
it might be good to put something in like the Life Swarm, Emerald Life Swarm for healing. If you had the points for it, if you did a bit of jiggery pokery with the points, because you want to keep those big guys alive, basically. So you might even want to put the Cloud of Midnight on your hero that gives you 6 guys back.
Yeah.
So you just turn it off. I mean, one of the good things about Deepkin, they can't be sniped out with shooting because they got to shoot the closest thing. They can't fight him because he's wrapped in thralls. So the only thing really is abilities that do mortal wounds and spells. But you've got a rerollable unbind. So the point is he's actually quite hard to get rid of, and it allows you to use your thralls as a tar pit. The bravery +5 means that you're probably not going to worry about battle shock. So not that you really need your command points for much anyway, because Deepkin.
That list sounds fun actually when you think about it. It does. It's very different. I mean, I know it's not. We know it's not Eels, but like it does sound like that'd be quite fun to play.
I was trying
again though. It's like I like those grindy block type armies.
Too. Yeah, I mean, this is my Death Idoneth army. So this is like big characters. If you almost think about them as like a Mortark and Vampire Lord and Zombie Dragon. You've got your chaffy guys that come back. You've got your Mortis Engine, which is the Leviathan. You've got some shooting in there, which you don't have in Death. But basically, it's a very different Idoneth army to what people are probably used to playing against. And I think the fact that you get into the turn where you can like retreat and charge in Ebtide in turn
3. Oh, turn 4, yeah.
Yeah, and then in turn 3 you're going first with everything, and you've got some magic, you've got good unbinds, you've got lots of debuffs, you've got mortal wound output, you've got lots of different things you can do, and you've got bodies. I quite like it. I think it's quite fun.
I think the Reavers as well, turn 3, like I always underestimated the Reavers until I played against them in a couple of times, and on turn 3, the fact that they can run, they're like move 9, they can run and shoot, and they get those 3 shots per model. They're really good at getting onto objectives that you didn't see them getting onto, clearing off those little support heroes just because the volumes of shots. They're very, very like you look at the War Squall and don't think they're particularly good, and then you play them on turn 3 and you're like, oh right, because you ignore them in the game. You just go like, oh right, they just don't do anything. But on that turn 3, they're like game winners because of how fast they can potentially be. I believe they're move 9, they might move 7.
I think they move 8, fast. But it's around that. It's around that range. So they're faster than the Thralls. Certainly surprisingly quick, really. But I like the fact of having 2 Eidolons on the table and a turtle, and I really like the Soul Render model. I know he's not the best hero, but an 80-point hero that could put Thralls back in, and he looks cool. I love that anglerfish type look.
It's better than Lotan, so it's not.
Yeah, it's true. But
the Lotan, the lesser seen,
the never seen. Anyway, if you think that's a cool list, let me know. If you tell me it's trash, that's fine. But it's just a bit of fun, and I think you could go to if you played it well. I think you could cause people a lot of problems, and I think one of the main things about this list that will do really well is people will be like, "What on earth is this army? I've never seen an Idoneth army on the table like this at an event."
And that also underestimate how resilient it is, and they'll go, "Oh, I can alpha charge that," and they'll alpha charge it, and you'll just go, "Cool, I'll just kill everything."
They'll just go, "What do Thralls do?" When was the last time you saw more than 10 sat on a back objective? So I think +1 hit, +1 wound, +1 save, +5 bravery, bringing back 9 models a turn. We like it. It's what I'm about. So -1 hit on you as well. There you go.
With a spell.
Swing all those odds to make that unit really shine. Just buy you.
Don't have to bother. Buff anything enough and it looks good.
Yeah, exactly. They say about polishing something. Is that right? You can't polish it, but you can roll it in glitter. There you go.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Cheers.